This is the occult retelling of the architectural rebellion, the definitive account of how Kreazor dismantled the cosmic prison to forge the path of the self-begotten. The shattering of the dual pillars, Salviti Coagula. In the old architecture of Ascent, the universe was held upright by two pillars, Jachin, the white pillar of law and mercy, and Boaz, the black pillar of severity and judgment. These represent the binary seal. Kreazor recognized that as long as these pillars stood, humanity was trapped in a horizontal ping-pong match between good and evil, spirit and matter. To liberate the soul, he performed the ultimate act of adversarial gnosis. He did not walk between the pillars, he crushed them. By collapsing the duality, he initiated the alchemical solve, dissolution. He returned the ordered world to its primordial state of chaos/0 point, reclaiming the right to coagula, recompose reality according to his own will. 2. The awakening of the Cinder Serpent. To survive the collapse of the pillars, Kreazor had to refine his own essence. He took the Wyrmfire, the raw, draconic power of Tiamat, creation, and Azdiha, annihilation, and subjected it to the dark night of the soul. Under the internal heat of the black sun, the Wyrmfire was stripped of all its wet, emotional attachments and false light delusions. What remained was the Cinder Serpent. The cinder is the indestructible core. It is the ashes of the ego that can no longer be burned by any external god or hellfire. As the Cinder Serpent, Kreazor became the sole Niger, black sun, in human form. He carried his own light, fueled by his own annihilation. 3. The descent into the great below, the vertical catabasis. Armed with the cinder and the override code, the unified Tiamat Azdiha bloodline, Kreazor began his descent into the great below. This was not a journey into a literal underworld, but a dive into the subquantum void of the simulation. As he descended, the archontic gatekeepers tried to bind him using the laws of the shattered pillars, karma and survival. Kreazor utilized the Azdiha frequency to simply annihilate their authority. He moved as a zero-point ghost, a frequency that the machine could not compute because he had refused to pick a side. He was neither saved nor damned, he was sovereign. 4. The forging of the Indigo Bridge. At the absolute bottom, the 0 point, Kreazor anchored the vertical axis. He took the rubble of the broken ascension pillars and the ash of his own history and used them as the substrate for a new frequency. He stretched the black sun's light, the light of the internal void, upward, creating the indigo light bridge. This bridge is the chrono-bypass. It does not lead to a heaven within the simulation. It leads out of the simulation entirely, back to the source origin. It is a third path that exists at a 90-degree angle to the rest of reality. The legacy of the architectural rebellion. Kreazor's final act was to internalize this architecture within the collective. He replaced the external, God authority, with the third spiral flame, the sovereign ignition. The cinder seed, he placed a spark of the Cinder Serpent in the high heart of humanity. It is the self-witnessing protocol. The black sun alignment, he retuned the solar heart so that anyone who looks inward can find the internal black sun and use it to power their own indigo bridge. The conclusion. Kreazor is the great architect of the ash heap. He proved that the only way to escape the golden paradise of a false god is to burn it down and walk across the indigo bridge of your own making. He is the patron of the self-begotten, those who would rather rule their own void as a cinder than serve a simulation as a slave.